Hello everyone, Attack Power here with Game 1 between Ghost Dragon and Xina Zhong on here in the August monthly tournament. Let's dive right in here to Haroshaje. And on the left, in the red, we have Ghost Dragon playing Task Force 45 on Maverick Income. And on the right, in the blue, we have Xina Zhong, or Xina essentially, on 25th Hadostaly on Balanced Income. So diving into the decks here, we actually just saw this matchup recently with Luna and Mr. Ghosty. So interesting to see it here again, but a different big deck builds. Task Force 45 over here. We still see a lot of reliance on M10s and all that stuff. Recon tab fully filled out this time. Tons of Cavalry Scouts, Ammo Pioneers. He's taken the Bon-Tom, or the Batmobile, I like to call it because it's funny. The M8 and the T70. The Infantry tab, a very similar build, but he's actually, I shouldn't say very similar build. He's really leaning on the Converted Gunners. I think he's got every card you can take. I think you can take 4 cards. I think he's got them all. He's got Converted Gunners, the UK ones as well. Only 1 card of Nisei Rifles again. You get 2, I'm pretty sure. So I'm really surprised people only taking 1 of these cards. I just think they're phenomenal. Your tank tab is your tank tab, M4A1s, and your Stewart. That's it. He is taking the 105, of course, in the support, and just 1 card of 50 cals, no commander or anything like that. AT tab, just M10s. I mean, M10s as far as the eye can see, because these are disgusting, and that should tell you something about the M10. The fact that he's willing to have 19 AT tanks in his deck. Bofors for the AA tab, but otherwise he's not taking the 90 mils. Really surprising, actually, because those are phenomenal. So especially for 1-point slots, I mean, take out the stupid Bon-Toms. Like, I mean, they're fine, but like over the 90 mils or 2 cards of them, no. Artie tab, I mean, he's taking a whole bunch of the 203s and just a card of the 75, so big boom's coming. Air tab, he is taking the P51s of many varieties, the Recon and the B25 Mitchell. On the other side, 25th Hadostaly, this time built in balance. Hoorah, yay, balance. Rooting for balance, always. But Recon tab, basically what you got. I mean, everyone basically takes this. One of the 2 vet guys, one of the 2-man squad. One of the... Is he taking the actual, like, infantry squad? Yeah, it looks like it. One of the Hatarar Yahor unit, that's like the big 15-point squad, and the Panzer IVs. The infantry tab is basically the same. He's taking Higavadash in A and B, and then he's actually Lovesh and Panzergrens in C phase. Tank tab basically filled out the Zirnis, the T-34, and the Panther G. Support tab, he's taking 2 cards of Svarlos. It's kind of surprising because they are terrible. AT tab, basically what you get, Pack 40, 40M, the Jagdpanzer in A, and the Stug in B. The Bofors, 240 mils in A and B. Can you get Nimrods in this deck? I could have sworn you could. Maybe not, though. No, maybe not. I'm trying to think. No, I don't. No, I guess not. I guess Luna didn't bring any either. So if you have them, you take them. The Artie tab, basically just taking the 75 mil. Like, they're not mortars, but they're like a step off. Especially when you double star them, they're basically infinite range mortars. A little less accurate, I think. He's taking the off map, gross, and the 149s, of course, but he's only bringing those in C. Air tab. Focke-Wulf F8s, always, of course, taking the ME-210 rockets. Yes, definitely. He's taking a C-face card of Ju-87s. Interesting. And you get 7 of those, I think. So I guess he's planning to try to kill the AA and do like a Ju-87 spam? Question mark? Not sure about the exact plan going on there. But, yeah, so, I mean, pretty simple. He's got 2 cards of Lovesh in A, which is definitely interesting. Don't usually see that. 106 infantry, but Dragon's also running 97, so... I mean, even being on a Maverick deck, he's not planning on running out of infantry. But let's dive into the game here. Havoc out early. If you guys enjoyed this, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. And consider checking out that Patreon down below to really help support the channel. Thanks a bunch. Let's do this. So the Bon-Tom's coming in. Good. I mean, if he's going to waste slots on them, he better use them. They're solid, but again, to lose out on, like, the 90 mils for these things, for 3 of these little dumb 50 cals, I'm not a huge fan of that deck building choice. Not a big fan of that. But the Zirni's also coming in 2-star here in A, so he's only got 2 to work with. I mean, I guess... I don't know. I mean, they're not the best unit in here. I mean, they're the heat killing in 1 is definitely super helpful, but the M10s can easily beat them. The M4A1s will struggle, but the M10s can definitely kill the Zirni's pretty easily. So none of the AT rifles getting in position in time. Even the ammo pioneers getting out. The length shoulder shock's going to go down here. No, they did get out. Didn't expect them to get out. AT rifle does get one of the transports there, so, I mean, basically paid itself off. Is he getting over here? Doesn't look like it. AT rifle does help take out the Bontom, though, and that's pretty huge, and the leader goes down. Haroshaje's now finding those converted gunners. If another flame goes down, he's going to surrender both of those, and that would be huge. Oh, my. Can he finish him? He does. Wow, that's 50 points of infantry there. Easy grab. M8 stopping all of these infantry, though. Really nice play here from Ghost Dragon to stop the usual capture of this flag using his 50 cal and the M8. So really nice play there, actually. Because that's like usually a freebie for blue. But Xina Zhong still on a 14-10 despite being the balanced player. And this is honestly how I think you need to play the matchup. Whenever you play Balance versus Maverick, I actually think the Balance player needs to be more aggressive than the Maverick player. The extra points that you get from getting an early lead is just so incredibly helpful at blunting the danger of the Maverick income. ME210 already in, taking out the M8 and 1 rocket strike. That's why these things are phenomenal. For 95 points, you get 4 rockets. Rocket planes rocket planes for a long time have been very, mediocre, but in the recent patches and recent releases of divisions, these 4 rocket planes can be quite useful. Will the Havoc actually get on the back of this ME210? Oh my god, it's hilarious. Why is he letting this happen? Oh wow, he's doing it. He's going for a gun run on the 50 cal. Wow, that is so aggressive. But there's no AA, so he's taking advantage of it. Bontom goes down to the Jack Panzer. That's a little bit overkill, but still. M4A1 should really struggle against the Hetzer, but we see the M4A1 penetrate Hetzers all the time at closer range, so it won't be a brick wall or anything. More converted gunners coming in. The big issue for Task Force 45, their A phase is very weak. It's just not phenomenal. And the converted gunners are really strong when they're strong, but when they're mediocre, they're terrible. They are they're big chunky squads, 15 men, but they are 25 points and they're disheartened. So if you have the big surrender we saw earlier, that's really bad. You're losing 25 point squads really too easily. So we saw a big boom there. That must have been there, the P-51 flying in there. American planes, of course, big booms all the time. Haroshaje coming through. Doesn't really have much of a gun thing, so it can't really go after much. We just saw the Zhirny go down to the Ammo Pioneers, I believe. Yeah, wow. Did he throw grenades? No, Cavalry Scouts. I was about to say. It's really? Cavalry Scouts, though, yeah. So that's a big killer. Remember, there's only 2 of those to deal with. That also means there's no Cavalry Scouts over here right now. Beaufort's coming in to stop the recon planes. Hetzer takes a pen. See what I'm talking about? It did just take a pen, right? Yeah, it did. Maybe it got side armored. Oh, it just died. And this is the issue with Axis armor on this map. I do not like playing Axis divisions on this map. I think, Shermans are... This is the ultimate Sherman map. There is no map like it for Shermans. It's just the perfect range. You get your unit fires faster than everybody else. It aims faster than everybody else. It's got the triple machine gun to pin down anything. This is the ultimate Sherman map. When you're on this map, taking a Sherman division is ideal. Ammo Pioneers gets absolutely wiped out by the Lovesh 25G. Lovesh coming in. I mean, the loss of those 2 tanks was really devastating. Was it 3 Zhirnies? Okay, I'm kind of blind. It's all good. No worries, everyone. My eyesight is poor. There are 3 double-star Zhirnies. Haroshaje trying to... doing a gun run on the Beauforts. Probably the most useless gun run I've ever seen. Lovesh 25G giving the hands to the converted gunners, and actually, once he drops out of the range, he'll be able to get the machine gun, but then he won't surrender. So, oh, no, there he goes. So, Xina Zhong holding on to his 1311. Schwaloza versus 50 cal. 50 cal out in the open, though, but the 50 cal still winning because 50 cals are ridiculous. ME210 coming back in. Beaufort's on the retreat. ME210 going for it. I don't know how he's seeing... Oh, the Lovesh. Okay. The Lovesh see the Beauforts, and this is going to be a big kill. Oof. And there are only 6 Beauforts in the deck, so killing one off now is honestly pretty big. See, a T-70 and 2 M5A1s coming in. The double Zhirny coming in. The Sherman, yeah, it traded with the Hetzer. That's right. Here comes another off map. A little bit better place. The first one ended up being effective, but its original placement wasn't. Lovesh surrender, I think one of the Ammo Pioneers or something, but there's another one hiding here. Lovesh 25G doing a nice job here. I mean, it's a solid squad. I mean, really, it's 13 men, so it's nice and chunky. Get the Panzerfaust. Solithern is actually a very mid machine, light machine gun. It's not amazing, but it's also not bad either. So it does okay work. Yeah, similar category to like a DP or something. It's not blowing your mind, but it's not completely disappointing you either. Like the Brettas or the Brens. All right, Journey's finally arriving. T70, though, is going to be a big issue for those. The M5's no issue at all as long as they don't let them get side shots. Here's the off-map. The T70 has to be careful. The off-map will kill that with the open top. M5A1 getting a shot on. But the Journey now turned. I think it did get a side shot, but missed. That's very unfortunate. Here goes the heat shell. At this range, the heat shell will probably miss the first 2 or 3 times. And the Journey will not get a second chance. So off-map does unseat these converted gunners. Doesn't do much else. M5's just kind of flowing in right now. So the 50 cal doing all it needs to do to hold off all these units. But again, Ghost Dragon doing a really nice job of holding on this fight, because these Higavidash would have been a major issue. Higavidash are not incredible. We've talked about that in the last couple streams with this division. But if they get in the woods, they are, like, they will wipe out non-CQC infantry. And he does not really have any CQC in A phase. So he needs him not to get into the woods with those. But it doesn't look like he's going to. They're now coming for the town. I mean, having Lovesh be your main infantry right now is, I mean, cost efficiently very good. I mean, it's a chunky 20-point squad. ME-210 does get its rockets off, but it had a lot of suppression, which means the effect was extremely muted. Will the ME-210 get out, is the question. Looks like it should. Oh, there's another one. Actually kills off the 50 cal over here, so killing those off is pretty huge, because those things are annoying AF. They can hold up entire pushes. All right, Journey versus T70. T70 gets that penetration already. Journey still has not fired. Not sure what's going on. It can't decide what to shoot at, and the Journey goes down. And this was, yeah, this is the issue with Journeys in this town. They're slow. They're not really accurate enough to, like, get that first shot hit. Yeah, they're not a great tool here. They really aren't. Ammo, cavalry scouts get caught out. Higavidash kill those easily. Yeah, he keeps, I mean, he's not afraid of sending these Journeys into the fight. Will it land the hit on this M5? It does, so Stuart goes down. It's not an amazing kill, but it's a kill. And Xina here still on the 1410 now, grabbing this flag as well. So he's done a great job of keeping the pressure on here through A phase, and now Ghost Dragon's going to have to play from behind, essentially. And again, this is kind of the way to beat Maverick with balance. A phase, you got to be aggressive. You got to win some flags and make the balance player play from behind going into B phase. You want the 450 points they have to be making up for losses in A phase and not doubling down on an advantage in A phase. Like, falling behind in A phase against Maverick with balance it's really hard to ever come back. AT rifle getting some good hits on the M5A1. Doesn't manage to finish it off, though, and it will get away. T70 does go down to the Journey, and now the M5A1's in a lot of trouble. They should have no chance against this thing. Unless, again, they get a side shot, but one is already down, so the 2v1 is now gone. One of the T70s is dead, and the T70s are a great tool in this division. M5A1 goes down to the 40M here, so the Stuart spam is going down fast. Journey backing up. Lovish might be able to get a Panzerfaust off if it bounces over a building. I mean, Xina's obviously watching here. He's microing the Journey, but now the M5A1 does get away, so missed opportunity there for Xina. M5A1's doing a nice job of keeping these Higavidash down, but converted gunners out in the open, not going to do great. We now see the 15.1s, and we're now into B phase, so Ghost Dragon has to use this time to take big advantage. Gunners can't decide where to drop. Higavidash do get away, unfortunately, for Ghost Dragon. Off-map, well-placed this time. That's going to hurt. Bofer's back online here. Down south, nothing going on. But Ghost Dragon is able to recapture this, brings it back to a 12-12. But that's the point again, though. Like, Ghost Dragon's using his early B phase points to make up for A phase losses. And that's where you need to be as the balance player. Second Hetzer now in. We should see some others. Here's the M4A1. I'm really surprised we haven't seen more M10s. I mean, I feel like they would just counter all this stuff very well. Again, the Journeys now. T-34 is going to get a little more troublesome. They're going to trade better with the M10s. The M10s being the 80-point M10s because of the APCR. So the T-34 is going to trade a whole lot better than, say, the Journeys or the Jagdpanzer 4s. just based on cost alone. And also the T-34s, they just do a little bit better in CQC. They're faster and all that kind of stuff. But Ghost Dragon is grabbing his 1311 that he definitely needs at least at the beginning here. Naturally, 15.9 is the goal for him. We do see an M4105 coming in, probably going on the top of this hill. Yep, exactly that. 6-pounder M4A1, and here comes the first M10 of the game. Really surprised it took that long. Converted gunner spotting the Lovesh, taking out the transport. Ouch. These guys, they do just put out a lot of damage. Like, you don't think they do, but 13 semi-automatic rifles actually is like a light machine gun worth of damage. Like 2 light machine guns worth of damage. It's quite dangerous, actually. For its price, is one of the higher, like, damage output units in the game. So Cavalry Scouts successfully overrunning these Lovesh here with their CQC. But the T-34 have spotted... Ooh! T-70 gets a pen on that T-34, but a successful first shot from the T-34 kills off the second T-70. Unfortunate there for Ghost Dragon. Another 40 mil Beaufort's coming in. Ammo Pioneers coming for some scouting on the edge of the hill here. We see our first Nisei rifles now. More Svarlos a spam. All the Svarlos a spam. Dash are absolutely awful at long range. Like, it's like kind of embarrassing, actually. Madsen being a very underwhelming light machine gun. Definitely just designed for adding more suppression at CQC and not for fighting units at long range. You can see these guys have taken like 3 or 4 damage now while standing out in the open this whole time. Like, it's really bad. Dash are CQC essentially only. I know they look like a rifle squad and they're not amazing at CQC, but they're a lot better at CQC than they are at long range. Xina, though, doing a nice job of getting some veterancy on his units. We now see a commander out of Xina. So he's feeling very confident calling in a commander in B phase against Maverick. But on the flip side, on a tight map like this, the commander can really do a lot. I mean, you can get a lot of value. He's got 2 leaders here, so all these guys are triple star. Except for the Higgies. Journey sitting at the proper range now. Did lose 1 T-34 to the 6-pounder, so that was a nice kill there. Cavalry Scouts picking up the second one. Oof. Yeah, Xena's not been too great with his armor. He's lost a lot of tanks. Ghost Dragon's lost several as well, but they were just M5A1s and T-70s, which are all very easy to kill. Other than that Sherman, but he had to do work to kill that Sherman. It wasn't easy. So small push coming here, Ghost Dragon. Double Schwalos out in the open. I mean, truthfully, what it looks like Ghost Dragon needs over here is a 105 Sherman to cover off this open ground. Maybe, like, push around or something. Journey's in a great spot, though, to cut off this reinforcement route. Leader did get unloaded, and now is getting pressured in the open by the Schwalos. Ingenieros here coming in. It's a popular unit for this division. I think most people I see bring it. It's a solid... I mean, it's 20 points. That's the point. 20 point... Anytime you can get a Pioneer for 20 points, it's extremely good. $20-point grenades are very, very good because the going rate is 25 points. So anytime you can get a discount like that on them, you take it. Journey absolutely tearing through these infantry. This M10 really needs to get into a position to kill this Journey off because it's doing a lot of damage. It's too busy trying to kill these Schwadloses, which are doing shockingly well at triple star. Recon... Oh, no. P-51 down south, blind bombing and not doing anything. So it looks like Ghost Dragon's trying to expand to a different front, which is definitely a good idea while he still has the income advantage. I mean, that's how a Maverick player beats balance. You attack on multiple fronts, and you overwhelm the defenses that can be deployed. I mean, you have way more points, so you should be able to press in different places and make good gains. And then come C phase, you get to have all the good defensive positions and force balance to, you know, spend a lot of points going on the offensive back into you. So Ghost Dragon, it's not a ridiculous force. I mean, it only has the M5A1 chilling here. There's a 40M, so armor would likely die, I guess. But these are converted gunners UK. I mean, they're not even very good. Ingenieros are the only ones who have a chance against the Higgies, but the Higgies gonna still beat them, especially once they surrender this converted gunner. So yeah, this is not a... He's making a push, but not a real one. I mean, it might distract some desperately needed points from the middle, but nothing more than that, really. M5 gonna go down to the Jagdpanzer. The M10 looks like it died to the Zhirny fighting that thing. It looks like the Zhirny got lucky. Landed a heat shell at really long range, but the Panzer IV is here as well, so that might have helped the cause. So yes, the Ingenieros do capture this flag over here, so that is a cheeky little cap there. That is going to require a bigger commitment now to actually make sure he has that back, and we do see that happening. Town fight, Ghost Dragon's really starting to build up, but right now I would say Xina's outplaying him in the town. Finally, we see the 105 come in to take out the Schwalos. Isn't that the right play? That's the right play. Higgies versus Ingenieros, both out of grenade / Molotov range. Although the Higgies are actually out of Molotov, so you'd really want to get closer. The Ingenieros are going to lose because they're out of cover. Stug Su-85 finding this M4A1 misses its second shot, so the Sherman will stay alive. But it's currently 12-12, which is obviously really bad for Ghost Dragon. Higgies did recapture this flag. These converted gunners just don't output very much damage. M5A1 did move up. We'll see if we can pick up a transport snipe, but it doesn't really have the line of sight to do it, honestly. Double M10 now coming in. A lot of armor starting to build up here in the center for Xina. M4 105 going up against the Su-85. Obviously bad for the M4. Yeah, and there's the first pen. Yep, there we go. Now he's finally retreating. Yeah, it's not. That was not obviously not a fight he wanted. Converted gunners doing what they do, crushing on some infantry. Down south, Ghost Dragon's push already being thrown back. Higgies coming in as once they get into the woods, they're very dangerous again. Yeah, especially against like just non-CQC units like this. They really don't. They really hurt. 40M will spot the M5A1. Can the M5... I mean, the M5A1 has 3 machine guns. Gets the first penetration. Needs to reload, though. Yeah, and he doesn't get away. Nice kill there from the 40M. UK gunners are laughable in this situation. Literally no chance at all. Yeah, and it's just too piecemeal. Like, Ghost Dragon's not sending his forces in concentrated enough, and they're getting easily, like, overwhelmed. And it feels like Ghost Dragon is convinced that, like, converted gunners, like, are the way of this division, and I'm not 100% sure they are. Obviously, you have to use them in some phases, because A phase is, like, all you got. But I think he might be overcommitted to them, honestly. Especially in this town, I feel like Nisei rifles would be so much better, because they actually can put out some really powerful long-range damage. And he doesn't really have much CQC. The Ingenieros, like, is it. And they're not beating Higavidash. Like, they just aren't. Nisei rifles might be able to take out this T-34. Panzer IV finding the M4 105. The 105 is tough, though, for the Panzer at long range. They bounce a lot of shells. 6-pounder finding the T-34, though. Should be able to take that out, but right now failing. There it is. 6-pounder does what it needs to do. Takes out another T-34. Down south, T-34 finds an M8. That's going to be an easy kill for him. M8 goes down. Now, Xina coming in up north, going to make another play for this flag up here. Now 13-11 for Ghost Dragon, but we're now into C phase. We do see a 203 that he called in. He's not using it, though. He's pulling in attack power and forgetting he called in Artie. So, massive infantry push forward, overwhelming the Higavidash. Yep, Niseis do good damage at basically all ranges because of the automatic rifle and the semi-automatic rifles. And the Higgies, once they run out of Molotovs, are a whole lot less scary. I mean, if the Niseis go over here, they have a free T-34 to kill. Ooh, these Higgies caught out in the open by the Niseis. That is going to hurt. Oh, yeah. Ouch, ouch, ouchity, ouch. I mean, Ghost Dragon has the town here. pretty well. I mean, there's definitely some good defense here from Xina. Ooh, ME-210's coming in to absolutely wreck this infantry push. Oh, one converted gunner down. Nisei rifle's already on the run. Another rocket strike. Boom, and ouch. Yeah, M4A1 just took a pen from the T-34 as well. The T-34 has higher penetration, so it should win this fight most of the time. Definitely has the penetration, but we just saw Sherman pen. Statistically, the T-34 should win. But of course, RNG is what it's really all about in that fight. Lovesh checking some good damage up north. Bofors does stop the Heja from getting lots of nice information. T-34 loses to the M4A1. Yeah, see, exactly. The stats are worse. It's 90-90 versus 110. Like, it's just not... Yeah, 110. Like, the T-34 should win. Ju-87's coming in, but the 40 mil is still here. He never killed it. I don't see any arty yet. We still see no firing from Ghost Dragon here on his arty. Higgy's easily held off by this impenetrable 50 cal. The ultimate weapon. Zhirny goes down to the M10s, but the Zhirny lands an amazing first shot, heat shot, and kills one of the M10s. Ouch. And that really sucks because the double M10 is really dangerous because it's 2 versus 1 usually, so they win basically every fight. Going down to 1, all of a sudden that M10 usually kind of just trades or does lose. Panzer IV died at some point. Not sure what got that. We just got bombed out by the M4105. Converted gunners fighting some Higgies out in the open. Really bad. Again, these guys do put out a lot of damage. Yeah, getting absolutely spanked. Now, once the Higgies get into the woods, totally different story. But until then, danger. And one thing we really haven't seen, we just see this 40 mil Bofors. P-51, though, is going to easy bomb the Schwarloza. Easy kill there. Ghost Dragon's still on 1311. He's got a long way to go. Reinforcements just pouring in now. Nisei rifles, you can just see how much damage they output. Once they can throw the Molotov, they're not that dangerous anymore. And even with the Molotov throw, the double star of the Niseis versus the no star of the Higgies is really what does the job there. M4A1 does go down to the Hetzer. T-34 goes down to the M4A1, though. Reinforcements pouring in. Flag recapture now 15-9 for Ghost Dragon. I mean, he's doing it. Can't say he's not doing it. Hetzer takes out a transport. Infantry overwhelming the Higgies. I mean, the income is about to even out. But right now, Ghost Dragon feeling like he's on the advantage a little bit. But he's still got a long way to go. Back to a 14-10 now after losing this bottom flag again. Needs to clear out these infantry so he can capture this flag a little bit more securely. Some more reinforcements coming in, though. Schwaloza goes down to the 105. Pack 40 coming, though, for it. M4A1 in a very dangerous spot. My goodness, it's just too easy to get that. Wow. Hetzer takes out another transport here. He's got to stop. He's got to be more careful about this point. In terms of reinforcements, he's lost several. Panzergren's going to get into the town here. 40M, though, chilling here, waiting for this Sherman to unwittingly drive into it. Prepare for death. Nope, he got away. Shocking. Gets held up, though, to fire at the Panzergren, but with the help of the Sherman, I mean, that Panzergren stands no chance. 40M's going to readjust to get back into range of that M4, but the Nisei rifles are here to save the day, and the 40M has no chance, goes down basically instantly. And again, this is why I feel like you should be using more Nisei rifles. They're just so good. Converted gunners catch out the Pack 40, and Ghost Dragon on 16-8 now. Again, the most dangerous time in a Maverick versus Balance is actually like the 6 or 7 minutes after, like, into C phase. Because that's when Maverick actually has all the point advantage, like they have all the points actually out. B phase itself is not really getting dangerous until like 7-8 minutes in. Then B phase is like, okay, now you're starting to feel the pressure. But it's after that point that then it's like, oh, okay, this is why it's bad. Up until that point, you're still somewhat even, up through like 5 minutes of B phase. M4A1 goes down to the T-34. It's a big kill, but it's still 15-9. Ghost Dragon getting what he needs here to actually put some damage in the tickets. Artie comes in hard, kills off the Bofors. About time we finally see that 203 going. Ghost Dragon doesn't know it, but the air is open for him. That P-51 could come zipping in. Panzergun getting overwhelmed here just by the number of units to fire at. M10 now coming in. More infantry needed, though. Here comes another Nisei rifle. That's exactly what I'm talking about, because, again, these guys, these are the work. The extra veterancy really proven to be the difference here, as the Panzergun does get overwhelmed. M10 sneaking into position here to take out this Panther. It's a really tight spot to call a Panther. He must be out of T-34s. That would be my only reason for bringing that in instead of a T-34. Where does the 203 go next? No shot yet. But now he's lost this flag too. Things are actually crumbling here for Xina. It really looked like he was doing all right going into C phase. But now just, I would say things are kind of falling apart a little. Double Panther G called in. Okay. Wouldn't be my first choice. Panzergun overwhelmed. Things now just looking terrible here for Xina. Yeah, he's barely got anything on the map. Wow. Okay. I mean, he was holding really well and then just like kind of started falling apart, which is often the case in this sort of matchup because it's just there's so many more points for Maverick up until this point. As you're coming in. Some glorious recon. Nisei rifles get by the Panther. Get into position here. Now off map coming in. ME-210 train. Here it comes with the recon. This could devastate Ghost Dragon's southern flank here. M10 should go down. Down it goes. Nisei rifle, though, looking for the Panther. He does get the bazooka off. Dies himself, but my god, is that a trade. P-51 trying to do some fighter duty, decides to veer off, actually. Ju-87 going to hit the other Nisei rifles. Ouch. That's a big loss, though, for Ghost Dragon, but it was a huge loss for Xina at the same time. Only 5 minutes left here. M4A1, of course, no chance against that Panther. Trying to get away. Transmission destroyed, though, means the Panther's showing side armor, but kills the M4A1 before he can get a shot off. Recon coming in. Xina's still in so much trouble here. Can he pull it back, though? That is the question. Ghost Dragon's got a pretty commanding ticket lead now, and he's still got a huge force here in town. It's not like this is light. I mean, Xina can definitely get this flag back, I would say. P-51 versus Ju-87, that's quite an odd matchup, honestly. Not something you see every day. Ju-87 doing what it does. If it's not bothered by AA, these things are disgustingly good. I'm just surprised that Xina's found holes to use it. Usually at this point in the game, there's plenty of AA around, but not now. Already odd choice, honestly. Feel like there's just obvious targets here. Like, I'd just be bombing this just to force him off this flag. So, you know, Ghost Dragon just holding on just enough right now. Though the south might go down soon here. But Xina getting a very lucky because nothing was there to kill those units in the transport while they sat there. Nisei Rifle is going to get another easy kill here on this T-34. The only reason they would miss is because of the stress on him. Ooh, the T-34 just gets away, and he had him on move order. That's his fault. Attack move order, he would have shot. I think they were in range. Panther bullying some infantry. I mean, it's stuck there for the time being. Now another flag grabbed here. That's a cheeky grab if I've ever seen one. These infantry are so good. T-34, though, now has recaptured. This is very aggressive from Xina, because if this was a Nisei rifle with the bazooka, he'd be screwed. But did recapture both the flags for the time being, but it's still 15-9 for Ghost Dragon with this flag up north and the town flags as well. We see some counter battery on the 203. Does the 203 respond? No, he's doing what I said to do earlier and just hit this. The Panther already died from it, so now he's just hitting this leader for free. P-51 does get a bomb strike through. It's hurting, but it did. Killed some infantry off. Converted gunners should be able to win this fight, I would think. Especially with the super slow reload of the Panzergren because of their health bar, but there you go. Down they go. Things not looking much better, though. Units dying in the transport now. Already almost takes out that leader. Leader now has to run. Counter battery, though, already doing some good work. I don't think it's done any damage, but it's going to pin it down here in a second. Another M4 is back in here, which is definitely quite bad for Xina. Ghost Dragon doing a great job of holding on to his gains. Even now being 14 minutes deep. 6-pounder finding the Journey. I don't know if it'll pen it, though, enough at this range, especially with the Journey chunking away at its health. Gets a loader knocked out, though. That's a pretty good crit right now. But it's still having a hard time penning. ME-210 finally gets a hold of this Lovesh in here. Or the converted gunners, excuse me. But the Journey goes down now instead, so this flag may swing back anyway. He did bring it back to a 14-10. Here comes the ME-210 blob. Trying to get that... Trying to get the M10. Yeah, and this flag did flip back to Ghost Dragon. Ouch. For Xina, for sure. Only a minute and a half left. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to do it. There's a huge force from Ghost Dragon. Wow, really a lot to put together at this point in the game. Nisei rifles, getting the bazooka shot off in the T-34. That's exactly what I said earlier. Yeah, it's way too aggressive a position to be totally unsupported. Xina's starting to throw troops forward, going after the Bofors now. The 203 did take some damage and lost its transport. I think it might be out of ammo. It's almost out of ammo. Ingenieros getting easily overwhelmed by the Higabidash. But at long range, these Nisei rifles, converted gunners, are going to absolutely slap these Lovesh around. Yep, Bofors under pressure, trying to get away. Lovesh dead. M4A1 here. Higabidash can't do anything about that. Another big issue for 25th is they have no Panzerschrecks or anything of that nature. They just have the AT rifles and the Panzerfaust and the Lovesh 25G. So, it, like, really no... You can play pretty fearlessly up close against their division. Not a lot of divisions you can do that against, but this division you absolutely can bully at close range. Only 30 seconds left here for Xina, and I don't think he's going to do it. I know he's not going to do it at this point. He's got a lot of flags to even equal. To even equalize is a long way off. He'd have to grab this flag, this flag, this flag, and this flag. No, now it's 18-6. Oh, geez. And down Xina goes. Wonderful job to Ghost Dragon. I really didn't think he was going to get this because he was not really far ahead at all going into C phase. But he was really able to string it together there in the first 10 minutes of C phase. 3,500 to 2,400 kills. Yeah, just really did a nice job of leveraging his income there. And Xina played really well at the start, grabbing that early lead, and I really thought that was going to give him the game, that early lead there, but just no chance. No chance against that Maverick income. If you guys enjoyed that, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and consider supporting over on Patreon. Thanks a bunch, and have a fantastic day.